And if you're here, I'm Laura, right here or right here, wherever you're looking and seeing is the fabulous, amazing Eryn Morgan. And Eryn, I'm excited because, well, just hell, I'm excited every time I talk with you. You are a fun, exciting person doing lots of awesome things. But one of my favorite things is having known you, which now feels like years and years.
I know, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Watching your growth and trajectory has been just fun. Awesome. Like, I love supporting you in this path because what's deep in my heart is when I see people like future you, and then you get to go down the path and becoming future you. It's really fun to see that happen. So if you're here watching us, what I'd love to do is, Eryn, tell us who you are, what's your magic and your brilliance, all that fun stuff. Introduce yourself, because I'll just say magical, wonderful things about you, but I'd love for everyone to actually know, what do you do?
Well, I'm Eryn Morgan, and I call myself a success strategist, but what that really is a business coach who I really help my clients figure out their own unique desire for success, right? So some gals come to me and they want to make 60K a year. Others come to me and they want to make 600K a year. I don't care what your desire is, but what I like to help you do is build a business that is going to match your desire. So we figure out what that is, and then I help you with all of the parts and pieces, the marketing, the sales, operations, the mindset, all the things to help you propel towards that success that you desire. And the secret is I actually teach you how to lead yourself and lead your business and really step into this leadership role. That's what I really do with my clients. So it's really fun.
I love it. And here's my favorite part is, Eryn, I want you to tell everybody, where were you when we met? Like, what did your business look like? How are you feeling? Like, what was that like? Just go back in time a couple of years back now.
Yeah, I mean, I came to you kind of at the end of my rope. I think I said something like, Laura, this has to work. Like, this is it. Because I had realized that over a course of about a year, I had left $33,000 on the table because I couldn't close a sale. I really actually didn't know anything about sales. And I knew that if I couldn't figure that piece out, I didn't have a business. So I came to you with like my last $3,000, I think at the time. And I know it was like, my income was probably like $700 a month at that point. And I was like, okay, I'm going to stretch into this because I know this is the problem I have to solve if I'm going to be successful. And so actually what I did was bought a ticket to your live event and realized I couldn't go. My schedule, I had some other thing with a client that day that I couldn't go. And then we ended up chatting and we ended up doing intensive work together to get me over that hump quicker. And yeah, so that's where I was.
I love it. I mean, let me restate myself. I don't love what was going on for you, but what I loved is that you immediately got to a place of understanding what was the one thing that was blocking you from getting to the next level. And this is what happens is a lot of folks have this blind spot of not knowing what it is that will change things for them. You are actually really in a fortunate position of getting understanding of what it was that you needed. And then you went and leveraged my skill set to understand how to close. So what was fun is when you came to me, I know you might have heard and felt this has to work desperation. What I actually heard was you putting yourself 100% decision, being all in for your success. There was no other option.
There wasn't. There really wasn't.
And so what did we end up doing together? I know we've had a couple different points in our journey over the last 2 years, but I know the very first thing we did was to stabilize your income. And I want you just to describe what that kind of looked like.
Yeah. I mean, what we did, I think that maybe we talked and had the time in November. And by the end of that year, I had created $25,000 worth of income. It was like a very short period of time. But what I did was focused on creating high-level one-on-one opportunities for people to work with me, because it was something I could build in consistently, and I knew kind of how to set up a schedule to support those folks. And I had people around me who were interested. So it made good sense at that point. So that's where we started.
Yeah. And here's what's really important, what I want you to hear is we stabilized and made her income consistent. And what did that give to you? I mean, I know that gave you some freedom and flexibility, some ability to make life changes that you wanted to make.
Big ones, yep.
Yeah, big, fast life changes, which are fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, really what that did though was build my confidence in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And by having that, doing it once, it was like, wait a second, this is a repeatable thing. I can do this again. So I added a couple of one-on-one gals, but then what I realized is it was a perfect time for me to go to sort of the next level, which was a small group mastermind. And I think that my first mastermind was just 4 people. It was pretty small, but it allowed me to really do some cool things in my business, add a retreat component that was really fun, but it was just a little teeny tiny baby step up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where, and that's really what we've done all along with me, is that we have a base. So I know my bills are paid, the rent's taken care of, all the good things. And then we add a little experience that's a group experience to let me leverage my time a little bit. And so I now have run, or I'm currently in process of running 4 masterminds. I've either completed them or they're in progress. And it's been the coolest thing. I still have one-on-one. I still have, it's the foundation of my business because I know what to expect, but then I have these abilities to spike income or to add layers of income with some of these group programs. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, this is the stretch part. And this is what I love to teach. Like, this is epic scaling, where we identify. And for Eryn, it has been one-on-one, has been mostly her base. And then once we played with mastermind, I want you to hear something. Eryn just shared something really, really, really important. Most people think mastermind, like 10, 12, 24, 30, like whatever big numbers. I always like to say, if you have 2 people in a program, you officially have a group program.
Yeah. The first one I think I did was 4. Then I did a 3. Then I did an 11. And when we say, oh, I want this big group, I learned some really interesting lessons with 11. And the next one I sold was 3. Right? So now I have found kind of my magic number, what my masterminds are going to be going forward into 2019, what they're going to look like. And 8 for me is my magic number. But if I had only had one version that was success, which was a group of 10 or whatever at the start, what you were able to help me do was stair step it in such a way that I succeeded when I brought that first group of 4 together. That was a huge win for me. And I was able to really serve those people well. And then I could do the next one and see what that looked like. And so that's been really critical to, it's not to say that I don't set big goals, but I also know that at whatever point it's time to begin the program, with the number of people who are in are the exact perfect number of people. And I don't stress out over, oh my God, I didn't hit my magic number goal. It's all great. And I learn really cool things at each level, no matter the size of the group.
Yeah. And here's what's awesome too, I want you to hear, is Eryn's making money as she tests out her process. Like, this is vital to me. Right. I think it's vital to you, but it's vital to me that every time my clients are growing into a next level and we're testing something out, it's not test out like hope it works. It's test out and make money. And by having you have the experience of 3 or 4 or 6 or 11 or any number, you've now hit what resonates for you. And now you get to go and grow. And what's been really fun is also watching you create little programs now that we're starting to see you do, and a big live event that you have coming up in October.
Yay.
And this all comes from a place of having a solid, strong foundation, because I know I'm putting the words in your mouth, but I'd love to hear from you. Like, what has helped you be in a place to expand and have the idea of even doing something like a live event? I know from where we started 2 years ago, I could probably have already seen all this for you, but what was it that let you feel like, I feel like I'm in a space where it's time, and I feel like it's a comfortable but scary stretch, but also still good? What was it that allowed you to feel like this was something you could grow into?
Yeah, I mean, it really has been the fact that I built programs that were well in alignment with me. You know, I went on a walk and I devised the first Evolution Mastermind. I knew what it looked like. I knew exactly how I wanted to serve people. And it just so happened the experience was a year-long experience. The amazing thing is I know exactly what my income is going to be all of the months of that program, right? So I was able to see what my base looked like pretty far down in the future. Now, not everybody is meant to do a year-long program, but for me, it's a really good place to be, and it really serves my clients. So because I was able to lay out that cash flow longer term, I was able to see that, wait a second, this might be the time to take the risk. I had the right team members. I had the right hotel partner. I had the inspiration and the energy to put it out there and do it in the first place. And I went, well, let's try it. Why not? Right. It really felt that I've been called to do them. That's how I built my whole career, was producing and putting on live events. So I knew I wanted to do my own, and it seemed like the right time. I knew I had the ability to stabilize. I had a stable business, but I also knew I had the ability to add little spikes of income with small programs. I could always sell another group. I could always bring on one-on-one. I knew I was going to be able to have the cash flow to maintain and take that bigger financial risk. Bigger, more like bigger, but that's fine.
But this is what Eryn's talking about, is we created for her a path to stand very strong on her business, to know when to do things, because this is actually one of my favorite things to do, is to help people figure out when should you do what you do in your business. Had we started Eryn with a live event, big pressure.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, no. By stabilizing income first and doing it in a way, again, she said something really important I want to highlight. And this is different for everybody. So that's what I love to do, is help you uniquely create it to you, which you do, which I love, is a 12-month mastermind serves her and serves her clients. For some of my clients, like I have a 4-month thing, I have a 6-month thing, I have a 12-month thing. Different people have different lengths. One of my clients has a 10-month thing. The time must serve you and serve your clients. And when that exists, you actually get the ability to look at the long look, and you can, from a place of strength, decide something. And it lets you actually also be detached from the outcome, which you and I have both experienced, that the sales reign in when you are in that space of positive detachment from outcome.
Exactly. So it's been really fun. So now it really has been an epic scale, because I've watched my income, in the first full year we worked together, across the $100,000 mark, and then I'm going to cross it again this year. And then I'm projecting I'm going to be $1 million business next year. That's the vision. Now, do I actually get to $1 million in my bank account? Hard to say. Doesn't matter. It's the energy of scaling towards that thing, and to be putting on a live event and really welcoming people in, and then giving them opportunities to work with me in lots of different ways. It's not just one way, it's choice, right? And that's one of the cool things you've taught me, is how to create lots of layers of offerings that support people where they are and also support me. And so it's been really, really fun.
I was going to ask you, what would you say to anyone who right now is trying to figure out what their thing is they need to focus on? Because I know
they can't do it by themselves. They need to have somebody to support them, period. Right. Yes, I have the ability to do this on my own, right? We all have what we need inside of us, but what has propelled me forward is your eyes on my business consistently. I don't flit around and change coaches. I don't go, searching. I have just stayed with you consistently, because you know me, you know my business, and you have the ability to help me leverage and scale and move in the direction I want to go. You could probably do it on your own, but it's a whole heck of a lot easier to do it with somebody there on your team, to be part of that and be that mirror and show you the path. And that's what you've done for me. So whether, no matter who you are, if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, I could just do it all by myself, you can, but it's going to be really hard. And that's stupid. Don't do hard. Why can you just make it easy? Like, seriously, why would you struggle? I'm so like, try this.
Can I use that as a quote? Don't do hard.
It just doesn't make any sense, right? Not when you have options to do it the easier way. And not to say easy is, I don't like to overstate easy. There's still focused effort involved. There's still decisions you have to make. There's still commitment and showing up. But, you are always there in a capacity where you can say, okay, what are we doing next? What do you need today? Where are we moving? I don't get to just sit on the sidelines and be happy with where I am, because that's not my goal. My goal is to grow and scale. So having a team member to help me do that has been huge.
I love that you said that, because that's how I feel about coaching relationship. It really is a team member. Like I'm inside your business with you, for you. I help you hold your big vision so that you get it. We have the dip. There are some days that are fantastic, some days that drop down, but I'm always going to be here holding that for you. And I love you, Eryn. I am so grateful for our connection and our ability. Okay, so we're going to have a little love fest here, but
oh gosh.
Here's what I want to say to everyone watching. If you want to have an experience inside of your business where you know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and you have someone who's got your back, I want you to grab my Epic Scale Guide, because what I do is I'm going to show you what Eryn and I did for her. And here's what's fun. Everything I teach is actually a formula, not a rigid system. So
We don't.
Eryn followed this, and this is what her business looks like. And a different client can follow it, and their business is going to look entirely different. But there is a system to what you offer, when you offer it to someone, and how you do it, so that you can scale and have an experience like Eryn is having.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Eryn. Go have an awesome, awesome day. Thank you for everyone who joined us. And if you need anything, private message me, grab my scale guide. It's free. There's a link in the somewhere, up, down, sideways. I never know where I'm pointing. But thank you, Eryn, so much for sharing your story. I hope this was inspirational to everyone who's out there. You can go from a place of making, I think you had made like 20 some odd thousand maybe in your business that year. Yeah. And we created that double over very fast, and then six figures and way beyond. So having the life you want, having the money you want, experiences you want, absolutely attainable. And I hope to help every one of you get there.
Totally.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you later.